never been more impressed with the Mario death in my whole life. Alright, anytime there's an all-star team announcement, we have to break it down and stay to a snubbed. Last week we showed you the EA Sports NHL HUT all-star teams for the North and West divisions. Since then, they've unveiled the rosters for the East and Central divisions. Each player who makes an all-star team receives special player items with boosted ratings in Hockey Ultimate Team. Reminder, the selections are made by fan vote, so if you don't like it, you got no one to blame but yourselves. Let this be a reminder, voting is important. Let's dive into the East, where the all-star squad is dominated by Bruins and Capitals. Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, and Pasta make up the forwards. John Carlson, Ty Smith, and Tuukka Rask fill out the team. So who do fans think got robbed? Islander fans are pretty upset not a single player made the East All-Stars. I mean, obviously Matt Barzal is the most obvious exclusion, but he would have had to beat out Sid the Kid to make the team. A lot of fans thought that Adam Fox deserved a spot on defense, yet somehow he wasn't even one of the nominees that you could vote for. Finally, there's the Central, and to no one's surprise, there are 3 Lightning players on the team, with Stamkos, Hedman, and Vasilevsky. And they're joined by Jonathan Huberdeau, Patty Kane, and John Klingberg. The Florida Panthers were in the snub discussion here, with the fans hoping to see DeBrincat, Ekblad, and Barkov. Give the Panthers some love, people. With the divisions all announced, we can finally get down to the bigger picture, which one of these teams is best. Imagine they were all playing at the real All-Star game. Who would you put your money on? I mean, I have a biased take here. Obviously, I'm putting it on the North Division. And yeah, I saw some of your comments last week about Matthews not deserving a spot. Obviously, because he'd have to beat up McDavid. I get that, but like, don't poop on Matthews. Nobody should be pooping on Austin Matthews in my presence. Let us know which division you'd ride with. You know I'm reading your comments. As each day passes, we get closer and closer to the release of MLB The Show. And yeah, a lot of you are wondering why the show wasn't released before the baseball season. I don't have the answers to that, okay? These developers are working from home. Give them a break, okay? And for you Xbox owners out there, the biggest news is that the show will be available on Game Pass on release. This is a game that was previously a PlayStation exclusive. So now you have to decide if you have both consoles if you want to spend $80 or just play for free if you have an Xbox Game Pass. The decision wasn't too hard for me, but if you want the Jackie Robinson Collector's Edition, then yeah, you're gonna have to shell out the $130. The Legends roster for MLB The Show is getting bigger and bigger. The trailer has names like Nolan Ryan, Prince Fielder, Babe Ruth, Pedro Martinez, among many others. I still can't believe Grady Sizemore is on this list. Like, I know he was good and everything, but like, legend good? Another thing we should mention is that the show hasn't even been released yet, but the cover athlete might actually be seriously hurt. We're wishing Fernando Tatis a speedy recovery. The Padres look sick with him in the lineup, and I cannot wait for him to come back. League of Legends, Dota, Rocket League, CSGO. I mean, at this point, the list of games out there with an esports scene just gets longer and longer. And those are the top tiers. There are so many. There are so many esports scenes. Even games you thought that could never be competitive have esports scenes. Yes, Farming Simulator has an esports scene, okay? There's a world championship and everything. That game is tight though, okay? I'm not even throwing shade on Farming Simulator. If you haven't played it, it's actually pretty tight. In China, the world of esports is much bigger than it is here, especially in the world of mobile games. A game called Tom and Jerry Chase came out in China, and now it's an esport. Teams, commentators, the whole deal. The game isn't available outside of China and a few select countries. But this Tom and Jerry game is kind of like Dead by Daylight. Just a lot less gory and terrifying, so, you know, more my speed. A team of mice work together to collect all the cheese. Meanwhile, Tom the cat is trying to catch all the mice and launch them off on a rocket. The game really does feel like the original cartoon, and honestly, it's a lot of fun to watch. Let this be a lesson to all of you. Every single video game can be a competitive one. You might even see it as the next esport. I'm looking at you, One Shot Golf. That's a good callback. Okay, let's take a look at this amazing putt that I made.
What's the gravitational pull gonna do? Just let it out there, lay
Oh,
no! Go!
Oh my God, 980!
In 2020, Among Us took over Twitch and it became our favorite go-to party game.
Guys, I killed Jesse. I got away with it.
It seemed like every big creator was playing this Mafia-style game. And this led to a bunch of people downloading the game, including people who have never played video games before downloading it on their phone. Among Us maintained its popularity for a long time. I feel like it's still going. But after several months without an update, some would argue that the game has gone a little stale. What a better way to reignite the Among Us madness with a brand new map. Inner Sloth launched a massive map called Airship, which is by far the largest of the 4 playable maps. There are all kinds of new mechanics and, of course, a whole new slate of tasks including unclogging the toilet and hammering a shower head. With the new map, that means tons of players and creators that you know and love jumped back into the game, and, of course, a ton of hilarious clips ensued.
Go back up, back down, back up, back down. Oh, okay, that didn't work. What? That works? You're about to see some names just light up red. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yes, that last clip was Ludwig, and you may have noticed the timer in the bottom left. His subathon is still going. He's now been live on Twitch for over 3 weeks. 3 weeks of playing video games, working out, sleeping, eating. We are living with this guy. Ludwig didn't expect for the subathon to go on for this long, and although at the start he said it would be uncapped, Ludwig did end up putting a 31-day maximum on the stream. Over the past week, the timer has constantly been threatening to run out. But every time we start thinking the stream's coming to an end, the subscriptions start rolling in. Ludwig is now just the second streamer to eclipse the 200,000 sub mark. You can probably guess who number 1 is. Ninja holds the record for the most active subs on Twitch with nearly 270,000 back in April 2018. Ludwig still needs another 70k subs or so, but if his stream keeps going for another week, Ninja's record could be in danger. We all thought Ninja's record could never be broken. We'll see if Ludwig can keep this going, because at this point, he might as well. Take top spot, my guy. You're almost there, buddy. You will soon have privacy once again. And before we go, remember that copy of Super Mario Bros. That we talked about last week? It's now the highest selling video game of all time at $660,000. If only I hadn't opened some of my games growing up. You know? Like, I want a piece of that cake. That's it for Bar Downloadable this week. We'll see you back here next week. And as always, I'll be in the comments. Drop us a like. We'll see you there.